Hey everybody. Oh boy, am I ever gonna not do awkward intros? Thank you everyone so much for all the support on that first video. I was pleasantly surprised by that. Doing this in public now. This is a whole nother thing to get used to. Yeah, thank you so much for watching the first video. There were some really good questions. So I am on my way to go slacklining right now. So I think I'm just gonna throw a montage of that on and maybe do a little voiceover answering some of those questions. Happy to have you taking this little journey with me. Real quick before going into the Q&A, I just wanted to explain what slacklining is a little bit. There's just a strap between two trees and pretty similar to a tightrope. You walk across it, except there's a little bit of slack in it. It's a pretty low-key balance activity. There are some people that can do some tricks, but it's been over a year since I last did it, so I was beginning with just catching my balance again, getting used to the line, figuring out how to just stand on it. In the yellow shirt is Liam. He's one of my best friends here in Chicago, and showing us a trick now is Matt. He's our buddy that brought the slack line. He's a little bit more advanced than I am. He's showing us a trick here where he's starting from the ground and pulling himself up onto the line. It takes a lot of balance and coordination that I was still figuring out. As this goes on, you'll see that I start to kind of get my balance under me a little bit and starting to be able to take some steps. And by the end, I was able to turn around, but that's about as far as I made it. So the first question had to do with my living situation and if I have any savings built up. I'm currently renting. I have a lease through the end of July. I have enough savings to make me through there and plenty for some food and other expenses for a while. So I'm in a pretty fortunate situation, and I'll be the first one to admit that I'm in a very privileged situation in that I don't have any debt. I had a nice job for a while. I was able to build up some savings, but it just wasn't working out for me. After my lease ends in July, I have some plans to go out to Ireland. I have some family living out there for the summer, so I'm going to go stay with them. And once I get back, I have another family vacation. So basically my entire August is going to be spent traveling and just kind of spending time with family. The next question was asking if I'm involved in any projects or what other things I'm doing to make some income. Liam there in the yellow shirt has a small company called Yachty, goyachty.com. He does all things boat related out on Lake Michigan here in Chicago. Provides adventure tours where he zips around on Lake Michigan in a former Navy SEAL boat and gives a guided history tour. Also does some water taxiing services, and with their big boat they do private charters. So I'm planning on helping Liam out with his company over the summer, and that'll be a small source of income for me. I also have my own small business called Wiggle Flop Games, where I do mostly online sales of Pokemon cards and other kind of hobby shop related things. That one isn't really bringing in much income now. It's a really tough business, but I started it about a year ago and just trying to get it off the ground still. I have more time to spend on it, so I'm trying to figure out ways to make it more efficient and to provide good service for my clients. As a kid, I grew up loving Pokemon cards, and in high school, I got into Magic the Gathering, so that's kind of where my love for these tabletop games came from. So even though I'm not making a ton of money off of that, it's still a really fun use of my time and really good learning experience for building a business. This was another trick that Matt showed us where you get a running start and you jump on the line. I'm just going to kind of let the audio play on this one coming up because I take a pretty big spill here and it's pretty funny.
I hope it was within your frame.
Another small source of income for me is some parking revenue. I live really close to Wrigley Field, and if you've ever been to a Cubs game, you know that there is not much parking in the area. So what we do is I move my car out from behind my apartment, and when the Cubs play, we charge money for parking spaces. Pretty self-explanatory. Not a lot of income there, but it's some. Here's another trick from Matt. He's starting on his knees and building his way up to standing on the line and then eventually walking. I give this a shot too, but I was not as successful as he was and came pretty close to just face planting. The next question kind of builds off what I mentioned earlier with my living situation. When my lease runs out, what's my plan? And to be honest, I don't really know. I have the next 3 months planned out here where I'm going to live in Chicago until my lease is up, going to Ireland and then that family vacation. But come around September time, I don't really know what my plan is. So stay tuned as I kind of figure that out. I've been toying with the idea of buying a van and building it into a camper van. I'm sure you guys have seen some of those conversions lately. It's become pretty popular. What I really like about that idea is that I wouldn't need to pay rent. It'd be a pretty cramped living situation, but it could also be pretty fun. Being able to be mobile and go wherever I want, that kind of appeals to me, I guess. Another bigger idea would be to go backpacking in Europe for a while. I was planning on doing that after I graduated, but that whole COVID situation kind of ruined it for me. I had already bought my plane tickets, I was flying into Lisbon and flying out of Paris, and I had an unlimited train pass, so I had no real plans of where I was going to stay. I was just going to kind of mill around and just go exist in Europe for a while.
Oh my
You
god.
fall like a champ though.
Oh my god.
If you guys can't tell already, I'm not really a planner. So, yeah, I don't know what my plan is. I'm just going to kind of figure it out as I go and bring you guys along with me. This brings us to the end of the montage, so here comes a little outro. Thanks. Well, nice. Heading back from slacklining. Yeah, it's been about a year since I did that. Took a couple tries to get the rust off. took a couple big spills. That was with Liam, Jess, and Matt. Matt provided the slackline. Thank you, Matt. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A. And see you next time, I guess. Like and subscribe. Thank you.